He was putting his fingers in the stripper.
Yeah.
And then it's one of my friends, and then he comes over to me and he's like, yo, Nico, and he touches me on my arm. Dude, my arm hurt me for 3 weeks straight. And I'm like, dude, damn, I got AIDS in my elbow. I'm fucked, mate. I am fucked.
And welcome to another episode of the Three Speech Podcast. I am the mad lad of Jihad, Darius Davies. I'm joined today by the Bajan sensation
Bird Gang.
In a week where news has been revealed about Phil Schofield, The Little Mermaid has been released in cinemas, and Nico's been on holiday, business holiday, to Switzerland. How's it going, Nico? What's the news?
I'm great, man. I'm chilling.
Yeah? How was Switzerland?
I'm a peaceful guy.
So the last episode, which was edited, we are going to open that with "You want a war." That's how it's going to open, Nico. But it's been. I haven't watched it. I'll send it to you. I haven't watched it yet. It's been edited. We've got some episodes in the bank. So, but
send that to me though. Send that clip to me.
Yeah, I'll send it. It's funny, man. it's just you want a war. We're going to do a thumbnail with that steam coming out of your ears. It's going to be funny. Obviously, this episode is brought to you by highpoint.care. Use the code 3SP, get 10% off all your Highpoint goodies. We've got the CBD vapes. Very good. Gummies, creams, all your needs, 3SP.
I need some muscle cream.
Yeah.
Tell the dude send me some muscle cream.
The muscle cream is great.
Yeah.
Genuinely really
I actually
good.
tried a different brand, but a CBD muscle cream one time, and it was actually helpful. It eased the soreness.
Genuinely, I used their muscle cream for my back, and it definitely 100% works.
Yeah.
I've got some. I would have brought some if you had told me. So what was Switzerland like, man?
Well, I had beef in Switzerland.
What peaceful Nico had beef. What was the beef about?
Oh, shit.
Was it for another comedian?
Nah, the promoter. So I didn't actually end up gigging for him in Switzerland.
Oh, was it that? What's his name?
I'm not calling any names. I'm not gonna.
No names.
Yeah.
What happened then?
I'm not gonna call any names, but I will say this is that, yeah, I wasn't happy with the treatment. So what happened was number one, right? I flew in to Switzerland. The person said they picked me up from the airport. They didn't pick me up from the airport. They just sent me a screenshot of a train that I should get.
That's quite funny. Pick up from the airport, here's a tube map.
Yeah, basically, that's what it did. And then I got there at 10. And then when I'm at the airport, I was like, yeah, what's the hotel I'm staying at? And they sent me the hotel name and address.
Is it Geneva or
Zurich?
Okay.
And then he goes, but check-in isn't till 3. I'm like, bro, it's 10 in the morning. Like, what am I going to do for 5 hours with my big-ass heavy bag? I'm like, what the fuck didn't you tell me?
Wait, just to clarify, how long were you going for?
4 days.
And how much stuff did you bring?
I got one of them bags. I overpacked.
Me and Nico went to Dubai. It looked like he was emigrating there. That's how much stuff he brought. I brought like one tiny case. He brought like Louis Vuitton packs of cases and cases and cases. Ridiculous. So you went for.
I had a big bag with me. Yeah. So I was like, 5 hours, bro. You could at least tell me it was a late check-in, so I'll book a later flight.
Okay.
Right. So that's number 2. And then he sends me the address of the hotel. Now, the thing is, their train tube maps are mad complicated. Yeah. And already I got up at 4 a.m. to get to the airport for like 5-ish. Yeah. Or 5:30 to catch my flight at 7 or whatever, right? Yeah. So I'm not mad early. I ain't sleep nothing. I think like the least you could do if you're gonna pick up the person, send a cab, send an Uber to get them. You know what I mean? I've never done a gig overseas and the person not come and either pick me up or send a cab for me. Like how we were in Dubai. Yeah. They brought a person came and got me and you, put our bags in the. You know what I mean? There's hospitality.
Slaves.
No, I wasn't a slave. That was easy.
Workers. Okay. VIP.
Yeah. So anyhow, and then he was like, yeah, here's the address. No, I'm in a station. There's one man in a yellow high-vis helping people out. Because everybody's like, yo, the instructions are hard to read. We don't know what type of ticket to buy. And then I get to the guy and I was like, yo, so how do I get to this place? Or Lincoln or some shit like that. And the guy goes, sorry, I have to go. And he goes, I have to go. And then like 6 other people were like, dude, what are you talking about? You're the only person here. Because he was helping people to buy their tickets. Because it is quite confusing. They had like day card, half a day card, zone this to that, and people are like, which one do I get, you know? So, and me and 6 other people chasing this guy through the station, asking him, yo, we don't know. He's like, no, sorry, I have to go. Sorry, I have to go. So he didn't help nobody. So anyhow, I just saw a bus outside with the name on it, and I jump on it, and I asked the guy, yo, is this going here? And he says, yeah, all right, cool. So I get.
Why don't you just use Google Maps?
No, I didn't know where to even get to in the airport is a massive different levels. So I didn't even know where.
I've been to that airport. Was this an English promoter? Is he English or is he Swiss?
I'm not even saying if it's a...
Just for me. Were they English?
I'll talk to you after.
Well, but come on, they're going to listen to this. Come on, just tell me so I know.
Nah, they will probably...
They're not... we can't...
Anyhow, I'll tell you later.
And I'll tell you next week. They're going to find out, so you might as well just tell me because I was looking...
So anyhow, and I'm looking for this hotel. I'm looking for a hotel. Yeah?
Yeah.
It says a name something, and I'm looking. I'm like, am I in the right place? It has no billboard, no nothing. Then I finally get in. I had to wait till 3 o'clock. I stayed in a restaurant just eating food till 3 o'clock. Then I get there, put in the code. Code didn't work. I'm like, you know, I am fuming, man. I'm absolutely fuming. So anyhow, a bit longer. Get the code sorted out, put the code in, go up to the room now, open the room. It's a narrow little room, like from here to here.
What?
There's from there to there, right? There's no bathroom.
There's no bathroom. Okay,
bathroom.
It's not my promoter then.
There's no bathroom. I'm like, and it's not a hotel. If you tell someone you're gonna get a hotel, you get them a hotel.
Yeah.
So and I can screenshot it and show you guys. It said hotel, right? No, it's a shared bathroom with the whole floor.
So it's a hostel.
It's a hostel type situation. Yeah. I'm like, bruh, I'm a grown man. If I was 20 or 19, yeah, you're cool with that. But I'm a grown man. I got kids. You don't put in a grown man. And if you say hotel, say hotel. If you see you're gonna pick someone up, pick them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're gonna check them in at 3, let them know. So I was like, what the fuck is? And I'm looking in the room. The room is like that small. I'm like, nah, this bathroom behind a hidden door. I'm looking for buttons to press, and I'm like, there's no way this man put me in a room with no bathroom. And I got my germ shit. I got my OCD. I can't be sharing no.
You can't levitate over that.
Yeah. I can't be sharing no bathroom, man. That give me a panic attack. So anyhow. We call. Then the other thing as well, my bank card gets stopped. My bank card got locked because, when they see you spending in some place you not normally are, they flag it up. So I was spending in Switzerland and they're like, put a lock on it. So I didn't have my bank card for a bit. And then the guy was like, are you coming to the gig? I was like, bro, first off, we got some things to talk about here. You didn't pick me up. You could at least tell me the check-in was at, and we're going through all this. And then he's like, yeah, but are you coming to the gig? I was like, yeah, but my bank card, I tell you, I got to sort my bank card out because he didn't even put me in a place close to the main station. He put me in a place. He said, don't worry, I got tickets. I'm like, yeah, but you got a ticket from me to Zurich to Bern. You don't have a ticket from me from where I am to Zurich.
So where were you? You were like in the suburbs.
He had me off the beaten track.
Yeah, fucking hell. It's not the same guy I had.
So I'm like, bro, you could at least put me You know what I mean? So it was all of that, and then we got into a heated argument on the phone, and we started cussing each other out. I was like, yeah.
But I saw pictures you sent from the gig on your.
No, that's a different promoter, so I'll be working with that one.
Oh, so then how did you find out there was the other promoter?
Oh no, Louisa was over there. So Mark had told me that Louisa was.
Oh, so Louisa wasn't on your gig?
No, Louisa wasn't on my gig. Louisa was doing gigs for somebody else who I should have been.
Because I was gonna say, like, what hotel did they put her up in?
Oh no, that's different.
So where did you?
Louisa was in a camper van.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, her own camper van?
No, someone gave her Louisa a camper van. A mad story. So she said she did a gig.
Yeah.
And she said something about she got nowhere to stay. And the woman comes out and said, and I met the woman. The woman was at the gig actually, and the woman said to Louisa, hey, you want my camper van? You can have it for a month or something. I just gave Louisa her camper van.
What, in Switzerland?
Mad, yeah.
And is it a nice one?
I didn't see. I just saw pictures of Louisa in different places, hanging out, looking cool. But I don't know what it inside looks like. But Louisa's happy with it.
Oh wow!
And the woman was very nice. She was a nice lady. She was at the gig with her, I don't know if husband or whatnot, but they were cool.
So how many gigs did you do in Switzerland then? Just
Me?
one. Yeah.
No, I didn't do any.
Oh, you didn't even end up doing no gigs?
I was just shopping.
So where? So then what happened? So then you stayed at that hotel, or you got a different hotel?
I booked a different hotel that same day. From the time I saw there was no bathroom, I was like, nah, bro, I ain't staying here.
So you just went there for
I told him, bro, there's no way staying in this place. So I booked another hotel.
Well, but you just stayed in Zurich.
I did Zurich and Geneva because I was meant to be. I was flying out from Geneva.
Ah, okay. So what was Zurich and Geneva like? Was it nice?
Man, I'm happy once there's shops, man. And I went shopping like mad.
What did you buy? How are you so rich, Nico?
Huh?
Yeah. How are you so rich?
Am I rich or irresponsible?
Well, fair enough then. So what did you buy? What did you get?
Man, the shop, like London for shopping is so like basic and poor, man.
Really?
Yeah. Like even when I was in Barcelona, I was like, these clothes look way nicer than the shit we get here.
Oh yeah, they got more style.
Yeah,
they're European.
Yeah.
Well, everyone knows that.
But I was like, we don't get half of this shit here, man. But I bought. My wife might watch this, and I gotta keep some stuff hidden.
You didn't get a watch, did you?
No, I was tempted to though.
That is the place to get it from Switzerland. That's where you get the best watches from. I got a nice Casio G-Shock. I'm not wearing it now, but full metal one. Nico, that's the most annoying noise you can make straight down into the microphone as you eat. If you're listening to this on audio, Nico's drinking/eating a yogurt from a pouch.
Protein.
He's going to get his 7 grams of protein. That's going to help with the gains.
Protein, guys. But no, the shopping was mad, man. It's a beautiful place. This is the thing, Switzerland and Norway are the like 2 cleanest cities I've ever been to.
Really?
So clean, man. Like you don't see any, you go on the tram, there's no litter. Absolutely no. You know how you get on the tube or a train or anything in the UK?
No homeless people there though.
There's always like wrappers or chicken bones or something on the floor or, you know, a drink packet or a bottle. Yeah. Literally nothing.
So it's good for your OCD.
Clean, yes. Super clean. Switzerland, Norway, 2 of the cleanest places. The trams are always on time. It's just, when you go to them places, it just makes you realize how broken the UK is.
Well, broken Britain. Yeah. In what way? What? Let's go through how you.
In terms of like infrastructure, the infrastructure here is not.
But you know why that is?
Par.
But that's because all the infrastructure here, i.e., like the trains, etc. Tube's a bit different because that's the London. But the trains they're all owned by like Swiss companies, French companies, Italian companies. They all own our rail networks. They've all been sold off. So they have no incentive because they take the money, all the profits go to them. So they got no incentive to make them better. Because why would you they spend the minimum amount they can.
All of our trains
are owned by so like
what, Southern?
Like Eastern. Southern is we Google it like French Arriva. Okay, Google. Who owns Southern Railways? Let's find out. But they're all owned by foreign by foreign countries, and they just take all the profits out. Southern Rail owners, they're like Italian and shit. Let's see. Southern Railway is owned by Govia Railway, which is Great Northern. Govia is a partnership between the Go Ahead Group and Kelios. Yeah, and who are they? See,
who's Kelios? That
sounds Greek, right? Let's have a listen. Let's look. When you it's a joint venture between Go Ahead and Kelios. Keolos is a multinational company. It's French. So Keolos is French. So that's owned by France, and Go Ahead. They're English, but they're for profit, right? So that's why they don't care. They just take all the money out of the thing. But here's the worst thing.
Who's English?
This Go Ahead Group are English, but they're obviously taking money out of it as well. Oh no, they're English, I think. But the other one who owns Southern, they're French. But here's the thing: all the actual rails and stuff are owned by England, but we get no profit. They take all the money out of it, and it goes to the foreign countries. Whereas the Swiss rail, I'm 99% certain, and obviously I say this without checking or looking, is owned by the Swiss government. So everything's privatized in the UK, and it's all shit. I mean, there's a level of privatization that's good, and there's like Thames Water, just a rip-off, and it's owned by some foreign company. All our like utilities and shit like that. I mean, to be honest, we need Leo here to tell us why I'm wrong, and actually paying for expensive stuff for shit is great. No, privatization's great.
But yeah, and also like the Wi-Fi as well is way better.
Why?
Like I didn't, like how here you go down to 3G, or you know what I mean. You get different. My whole 4 days, 5G. I was going through tunnels, mate. 5G.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The infrastructure over there is crazy.
Yeah, but Switzerland as well is that's a very rich country.
It's a rich country, yeah. Like, not once. I was under tunnels, mate, and still getting 5G. I was like, what's going on here? This is ridiculous.
They got 5G in the Jubilee line. That's the only one. But Vodafone have put up masts in the Jubilee line. What were the local comedians like when you watched Louisa? Were they any good?
Well, the host was a British guy.
So he's also, I know who Nico has revealed himself. So the guy that Nico booked is I gigged for the English guy. And you've revealed yourself because it's the other one. He's a good promoter. Was he good?
He was hosting the shows.
Yeah, but I gigged for him when I was there. Yeah, he's good.
But it's more than one though. Because Louisa was doing gigs for other people as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The person she gigged for where she got the camper van was a different person than that guy.
But what were the local... What, was just her and him on? Nah.
No, I only came into the room for Luis's performance. He was good. Yeah, he was a decent host. Yeah, he kept it tight. Yeah, he was good.
Was that in some upstairs room? Like upstairs in a big like student building or something?
This was in a weird, quirky-looking cafe type thing. And you go in a back room. And it has a nice stage and whatnot. The crowd were actually quite rowdy, though. Because it was burlesque and comedy. Yours was burlesque and comedy? Because he puts on, I think all of his gigs have burlesque in them.
No, I didn't do burlesque and comedy. I just did comedy.
So that might be a different guy.
Maybe it's a different... Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, that wouldn't be the first time that I didn't know what I'm talking about. What else have you seen the Edinburgh Comedy Awards? They've been cancelled or something. Did you see that, Nico?
No, I didn't. I don't follow nothing in comedy.
The big news is the Edinburgh Awards have been cancelled, and all like the circuit is losing their minds. Like, oh no, I'm never going to be the best newcomer. Blah, blah, blah. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Why did they cancel it?
Because they're pleading poverty, saying we've got no money. I think. I mean, I'm not that interested, but yeah.
Man, I don't check for nothing outside. I just in my own little bubble, man. I don't look for them awards. But I was never
part of that
scene. So yeah, I don't care about it really, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, neither do I. But people are talking about it. Just thought I'd mention it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Have you ever elaborated who your top 3 comedians are? I think I know who they are, but I think your inspirations. What? Just in general, on the pod, I don't think you've ever told us who your inspirations getting into comedy were. I know who they are, but...
Oh, no, There's only one, really.
Well, it's one. Patrice.
Who are they?
Well, I was supposed to say Patrice. Maybe you've got two others that I didn't know about.
Oh, yeah. Patrice is the only one, really. Well, not really, but he's the one that I am like, yo, this guy is the greatest. Patrice and, I guess, Pryor. And coming up, Chris Rock. That Chris Rock's Bring the Pain special was amazing.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, but in terms of who my style is closest to, and is I wouldn't say, who inspired me would be Patrice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy was my one. Raw and Delirious. When I saw that, I couldn't believe, I never knew Eddie Murphy other than as a actor. Then I saw a stand-up and I was like, this is the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah, Delirious for me was mad funny. And I only watched Delirious like real late. I remember, I think I watched even Bring the Pain before I watched Delirious.
Oh, really? Which one's
massive gap.
Man, and the thing is, when he's in those specials, he's like 20 years old or 21 years old. Killing it.
But here's the thing, when you look at guys like, even like Tupac did 7 albums. He was in 4 or 5 movies. And he won Grammys. And he died at 25.
What age did he start? That's nuts.
And then when you think about it, you look at your age and you go, what the fuck have I accomplished?
I've got 1 year left to go before I'm the same age as Tupac.
You're like, what the hell am I doing with my life? When you watch them guys, or people like that 27 Club, Hendrix, Amy Winehouse, all of these talented people, 27 years old, passed away, but they've left something behind.
Yeah,
and we haven't left anything behind.
I was chatting to someone and they were like, "It's about legacy now." I'm like, "What?" They were like, "Yeah, legacy. Is that what you want to be known as, a legacy?" And it made me think about that. But you know what it is? Sometimes I think if you are either super talented, it's obvious your route, right? Or if you've got nothing going on for you, then it's your route. In a way, sometimes. Sometimes if you're kind of brought up and you're kind of got a good environment and you're good at, you got a healthy thing, but if you're not obviously talented, right, but you're not obviously poor and you've not grown up in hardship, you kind of don't have that like determination to focus. So you kind of like you can dabble into things. Whereas if you're super talented, like I'm gonna do this, that's my goal. I'm gonna be a musician, whatever it is. And sometimes if you're like, I'm really poor, I'm just football, that's it. I'm dedicated, I'm a Brazilian, I'm gonna be a footballer. But see, when you're kind of like, you got up, and then in a way it's good, but then you end up kind of, you're not making those moves because you've got too much to fall back on and you never quite excel. Like for me, I'm good at most things, but I'm not great at anything. Mm-hmm. And that's my problem.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But it's true, like, those people who come from harsher environments, they work harder. This as what they call the immigrant mentality.
Yeah.
I come from a place that had nothing. I'm going to make the most of this. Whereas we grew up in this, you take it for granted and you don't push yourself.
But also,
yeah.
But also as well, then, they've got like, they have nothing else. It's not like, so they've got that single-mindedness. So yeah, that's, anyway. So we've got 2 more years till we got to beat the 27 Club. What you should try some of this vape. This is by the way, I am smoking the CBD Highpoint.care vape, blueberry flavor, very good, nice, chilled, relaxing. Get one. 10% for SP. I don't even know how our sales are going. I know some people have got them and they've been excited by their products.
These are my favorite though. These gummies, once I eat one of them, it's all over.
Yeah,
gummies are so good.
You can't not eat them. And I brought them. He came last week, but the recording didn't work because I forgot to press record because I was a bit high. And
what, you didn't record him?
We did. It recorded the audio, but the way they did it, the cameras didn't record. So there's only audio. So we might just put it out as an audio podcast. It was quite interesting. He was telling us how he got into CBD and stuff. What's your favorite Tupac album? Best one.
I wouldn't say albums. I like songs. I don't really.
Not an album guy.
Not really an album guy.
You just
Guess it'd be like All Eyes on Me, or even Killuminati.
Illuminati, baby.
Switzerland was great though, man. I had fun.
So you was good.
But I spent too much money, man. I just went crazy.
What was your top?
I sat down and I had a meal in a little restaurant, and man, I was like, I'm gonna treat myself, you know. I was like, they're having a little coffee, and the man was. That's the other thing is like growing up in Switzerland, these people speak everyone can speak at least 3 languages.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Italian, German, English.
Yeah. Or French, yeah. So some are English, French, and German, or English, German, and Italian. You know, they speak 3 languages. But anyhow, I went to this nice little Italian cafe, and the man was Italian, but his accent was so thick that he's like, okay, I speak in English for you. And it was like, dude, you just took it down a notch from Italian to just more Italian, but a couple English words sprinkled in. But it was funny. But he was so, and like, it's as if like Super Mario was giving me the directions.
It's me, yeah.
Yeah, he sounded exactly like that.
What
it's a nice beef, and you like. But anyhow, yeah. So I had this meal, and I had some. What did I open with? I had octopus salad.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, I saw that. I'm against. Listen, I never don't eat any seafood or anything from fish, but I was like, oh, that's mean. How are you gonna eat an octopus?
Yeah. No, I used to eat it a lot as well, but that time I felt bad. I genuinely felt bad for eating that octopus.
Was it nice?
Because you know what? It was. I've always had it in like Spain. And they call it pulpo. So I've had octopus quite a bit. They love pulpo in Spain and whatnot. So whenever I was in Spain, I used to have pulpo. Or even when there's this restaurant me and my wife like that we go to, and I'd always get pulpo. But this time it was big. The octopus was like bigger than normal.
Was a big octopus.
It was a big, and he was kind of like tough. It wasn't like.
What, you saw its head? No.
No. It felt a tougher consistency than normal. So it felt like he wasn't cooked properly. But it felt like, okay, this
chewy.
I was like, this is it felt like a live thing I was eating. That, you know what I mean?
Well, what does it, I don't know, because I hate all fish and all seafood. I'll never eat an octopus. What does an octopus taste like when it's meant to taste nice? Like, how's it?
Oh, you know, like... It has normally it has a soft, it's slightly chewy, but it's a soft, and it has it's not a very distinctive flavor. It's not a very like, ooh, you know what I mean? It's a very, you know, like scallops.
Man, I don't eat, listen, I got one rule and one rule only. If it comes from the sea, it's not going in me, and all rivers and tributaries and everything else. I did a gig once, right? Mm-hmm. And they brought out like bar snacks.
Wait, is this, you gotta press a button, Panda?
No, you just smoke it. Nico's trying a CBD vape.
And this has got flavor?
Yeah, blueberry, I think. It's quite nice. Give us a review, Nico, on the CBD vape live.
I haven't felt a thing yet, but
what he's saying there is he's feeling really calm and relaxed, and like this is having a great effect, positive effect, and you should buy it. He's closing his eyes.
I feel a little bit. Not a great deal.
Well, it's not meant to make you high. It's just meant to calm you a little bit and relax
I just
you.
feel a little, I don't feel like, it's not like a spliff.
No, it's not meant to be like a spliff. It's just meant to make you just just chill and
just feel, a little
actually, I think he said
buzz.
these are for focus, so you should be able to think a bit clearer with these.
Okay, we'll see about that.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, I've done this gig. I hate fish. They brought out what I thought was onion rings. I pick one up.
Calamari.
Man, I bet it was like some nasty fish octopus. I'd almost vomited on the stage. It was so disgusting. So you ate an octopus, the most intelligent of the animals.
Yeah, very intelligent animal. So I felt bad because I kept thinking about, octopus teacher and anything. I got this book at home. Nico's octopus as well.
What? What's Nico's octopus?
It's a kid's book, and the kid saves an octopus, puts it back in the water or something like that.
In Barbados, is seafood a big thing?
Yeah.
What are you eating? What kind of dishes? What's the fish?
Flying fish, snapper. What we call dolphin, but it's not dolphin, but we call it dolphin. Mahi, I believe it's called. But mainly snapper and flying fish is what we normally
nice?
eat. Yeah, it's good, man.
How do they make it? They don't deep fry or anything?
Debone it. Yeah, they fry it, deep fry it. And we eat a lot of fish cakes, which is cod in like a batter kind of thing. But yeah, no, eating that octopus, I was like, nah, I can't do this again. So I don't think I'll ever eat octopus again. He felt too close to life.
But why? Because it was
As
tough,
I said, the meat felt tough, like it hadn't been cooked thoroughly. So it felt like, okay, this guy just died. It felt like muscle.
What?
It felt like I was eating actual muscle. So I was like, nah, I can't. This. It made me realize this is a living being. You know what I mean? That was recently alive.
Well, they're getting to you, man. They get you. You won't eat meat. You'll be happy.
Yeah. So.
I mean, the octopus is octopus,
and also because of how smart it is as well.
Yeah, that's the thing with octopus. I don't know how you feeling about eating. So then, what did you had beef afterwards for the main?
Yeah.
And how you feel about eating beef?
That was cool.
Yeah,
because I was cooked properly.
So basically,
maybe the thing was cooked the way it's supposed to be, but I never had it that tough before.
Did you say anything? Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Not wasting that money.
Yeah. And then my bill came. It was £90.
What did you eat? And did you drink?
£90. I had a glass of wine. I had the octopus salad. I had the main, which was a pasta with the.
This is unbelievable.
With the beef. Then I had a tiramisu and a lemon tart.
Wow, you treating yourself, man. I got out ordered like the pot noodle, and you're like, nah, I'll have a starter, I'll have the glass of red wine, I'll have a tiramisu, I'll have all this. That's nuts, man.
I had an espresso.
An espresso?
Yeah.
After dinner?
Yeah. A late night espresso.
I
don't normally do that because I got
keep you awake, right?
I got sleep issues, but when in Rome, innit?
Go do another sleep study or what?
They put because I tell them I got my problems with sleeping.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, we'll do a monitor to see how many times you're waking up and how much oxygen you get in and whatnot.
This is in your house?
And yeah, they said they'll send it to you. So you put this watch on.
Yeah.
And then you put one of them like blood pressure, oxygen things on your finger. Mm-hmm. And then the watch has a strap that comes up and you put it on your chest. Mm-hmm. You put one of them sensor things, you stick it there on your chest. And then you go to sleep, and that's tracking your oxygen, your breathing, heart rate, and all this kind of stuff or whatever. And then they get the results, and they said mild sleep apnea is if you stop breathing 0 to 15. Moderate is 15 to 30 times. And then severe is over 30. And mine was over 30. So I've got severe sleep apnea.
Did your wife know you're waking up? You don't know you're waking up?
She told me about it. She told me. She's the one who told me.
What, she said that you're waking up and...
She said, yeah, you're making like choking sounds.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I thought you were fit and healthy, Nico. You've been hitting the gym. Nico's in good shape. Maybe you need to drop weight, Nico. Like
they said it could also be muscle. It doesn't have to be fat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe you've got too much. Maybe you need to lean up.
They said it could be any type of weight. But also, I suspect my my medication might be playing a role in it. I don't know.
And how long did that whole process take for them to give you the monitor and then to get the results back? How long does that whole kind of?
Oh, you know why it wouldn't normally take long, but because the NHS is falling apart, it took a while.
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted to know. Like, what's the thing? That's the thing. Everything with the NHS takes ages unless you go into accident and emergency.
So we were to the point of almost
going private.
But I would say it took almost a year to get.
Oh wow! So proper long then.
Just under a year to get because I was meant to. Wait, hang on. No, that's the Advance. That's the ADHD.
Oh, good news. Second, well, actually, only of the original members of the pod, Mooch, Nico, Leo, and I, 3 of us now are on Advance. Mooch, Nico, and I. Nico, welcome to the club. You're on 30 milligrams of Advance. Yeah. Although I'm trying to stop taking Advance. I want to just not take anything. I've decided I don't want to take just want to be able to do my own thing. I don't want anything in my body. Although I've recently started back on Advance and I love it.
I would like to be like that as well, but nah, my brain. I think I need until I want to try like lion's mane mushrooms. I heard that that's good for like ADHD and that kind of stuff. So I want to try that first.
Lion's mane
mushrooms.
I haven't tried that.
Because, I would like to be natural as possible, not rely on all these things, but clearly my brain is lacking something.
But also though as well, I think as well, it's like you need to come off everything. And
I have tried that, but
it takes a while to come off everything and then once you done that. And recalibrate though, go back to zero. You know,
some people you just gotta admit, look. The way I'm wired, you need.
Yeah, but how would it have happened? What would you have done in the olden days?
Well, that's the thing. I doing this joke now about. I talk shit about Big Pharma, but some of the things they make actually work. Some of the things they were made actually good. Because I would be a complete loony if it were not for my OCD medication.
What is your OCD medication?
Complete loony.
What is the OCD medication you're taking?
It's a SSRI.
What's it
called? So there's a whole bunch of them.
It just makes you not want to do something like 5 times in a row or something?
Yeah, it cuts it down to a lot, mate.
But how mad is that though? Like, how could someone just randomly find this chemical that makes someone not be able to do something 5 times in a row or something? Like, how has that come up? Like, what is the thinking behind it? All these things, they just find them out. They don't even...
That's mad, to me. Yeah, so I got this joke where I shit on Big Pharma about the vaccines, but I'm like, on the other hand, hey, they do some good shit, that actually works. And like even the other day, like my nose was bleeding. Both of my nostrils was just bleeding, dude, for like 2 weeks.
What the fuck?
And I was like, what the hell is going on here? And the woman gave me a cream. And within using this cream twice, my nose stopped
on the inside of your nose?
Immediately. She said that I was blowing my nose too hard and that the capillaries or whatever burst and whatnot. But for like almost 2 weeks, it just carried on. And I'm like, who the fuck invented that cream? You know what I mean? That's not a common thing that happens. You know what I mean?
I bet that was a hemorrhoid cream.
I don't know. No, it was it's called nasal something.
I know, but I bet they use it the same for hemorrhoids. Because it would have said because your capillaries are bursting.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
If you know what the cream is, tell us. But that's...
Yeah, nasal something. And I'm like, who the fuck comes up with that? Like, that's so rare a thing. You know what I mean? Not that many people are having like a bleeding nose every day or something like that it just immediately sorts it out.
But you know what? I think this is a guy thing, right? Because I had, a few years ago, I had like this little dot on my eye here, like a little white dot. I've forgotten what they're called, like a little skin thing.
A sty?
Not a sty. It was like a little dot on my skin. It kind of stood up a bit. But it wasn't like a spot. It's like a little dot or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, well... obviously I tried to pick it. I was like, well, that's it now. I've just got this for the rest of my life, right? And then I'm saying this because I saw Ollie, a comedian, got one on his eye. I'm like, what the fuck? Your eye's disgusting, man.
On your actual eye?
No, so Ollie on his eye, he's got like a little bit of, like a new skin tag hanging down. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's disgusting. So that, and he's like, oh, I don't know how. And he's just resigned himself to that's how he's going to look, right? And I had this thing and I was like, oh, well, that's it. And then Elsa was like, just go to a dermatologist. I was like, what? Yeah, they'll remove it in like 5 minutes. And I went there and they just took this little thing and they took it away. And I just think a lot of these things that we just don't know about because we're guys. So he was just going to walk around with this shit dangling out of his eye for the rest of his life. He'd committed to it. I was like, you can get that done. So
he went and got it done?
Well, I only saw him yesterday. He might go and get it done. So he should get it done. It's disgusting. But if I saw it, I was like, this is repulsive. And I made sure.
Imagine if it can't come off. You're telling him it's repulsive.
Listen,
and then maybe he's like, they can't do anything with it. You got to be like, no, it doesn't look that bad, mate. I don't even notice it.
I do notice it. I notice it bad. Yeah,
you shouldn't have said that, man.
No, brutal. But I'm doing him a favor. They can take it off. They can take it off. It's a little.
What if it's so close to his eye that if they do anything to it, it could tamper his vision?
Then I'll say, well, but you can barely even notice it. Yeah. No, it's imperceptible. No one even sees it. It's not even there.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, did you get it removed? Because I can't see it.
Yeah, well, that's the least of Ollie's problems. But
yeah. No, I was saying though, like, if there wasn't like OCD medication, I would not be able to function in society. I would be a mad person, man.
Were you diagnosed in Barbados?
Yeah.
And they said they were the ones who got that OCD. Yeah. Can't you do CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, or some shit?
Yeah, that helps, but it's like a combination of both that help, you know? So there are techniques you can apply, but sometimes it's so overwhelming that you're like...
What is it? What is your compulsion? Like, what is it that you...
Man, it could be anything. As I tell people, I had the washing one as well. Like, where you wash your hands constantly. Yeah. Like, yesterday I went to give money to a homeless man.
Yeah.
And
he touched
he touched me, and I was like,
You tried to be happy, and it backfired.
Yeah, I tried to be a good citizen, but so then, for a normal person, they wouldn't think anything of that.
Yeah.
But now, all I think from the time he touched me is like, oh shit, my hand, I gotta wash it.
Yeah.
And I was going on the tube. I gotta get soap and water. I gotta get, you know what I mean?
But that one's a little bit more understandable.
No, but it would be more than the average person. The average person would be like, okay. And
but I can see where you're coming from with that. I can understand that one. But like, what other mad ones have you got? Like, what's like?
Okay, so like you would wash your hands and be done with it, but I would go and wash like 6-7 times, or even.
And when is it you feel I've done enough?
Or even leaving the house. I had the one where checking as well. You got to check the door. Like I'll be late for school because I was checking the door 7-8 times.
But even though you knew it was shut.
Even though I knew it was shut.
So you knew it was shut.
Yeah, I knew it was shut, but you still got to go back and check. Or did I unplug the iron? Because, you know, you used to hear you leave the iron and it might start a house fire or some shit. So, like, sometimes I would press the plug into my hand to see that there was...
Physical proof
that it's unplugged. So stuff like that.
Does anyone else in your family have OCD?
Yeah.
Oh, so everyone's got OCD.
Not everyone, but there are other members.
Man, but you know that's... But then what would you have done, though? Like in the olden days?
I'll tell you, I would be useless, man. Dude, it was bad to the point where I couldn't even read.
What?
You couldn't even read because your brain would just be going, did you check the door? Did you check the door? Did you check the door? Did you wash your hands? What's up? Dude, we went to a strip club one time and I saw a man messing with one of the strippers, like, you know, he was putting his fingers in the stripper.
Yeah.
And then It's one of my friends, and then he comes over to me and he's like, "Yo, Nico, we even," and he touches me on my arm. Dude, my arm hurt me for 3 weeks straight. And I'm like, dude, damn, I got AIDS in my elbow. I'm fucked, mate. I am fucked. So yeah, it takes something that is a very rare possibility and turns it into this big thing. Like, yo. You know what I mean? Turns it into a massive catastrophe that is not going to happen.
But there must be a natural thing for OCD because,
I don't know.
Well, surely maybe that lion's mane. But the thing is, because every time you take something, you know, from pharma, it's got the benefits and it's got the disadvantages as well.
It's got a thing in there.
You talking about the vaccine? Just a little news. They did a freedom of information request to the Israeli health board. Mm-hmm. Guess how many deaths there were for people under 50 from COVID without comorbidities in the whole of Israel during the pandemic. So under 50, if you were healthy, guess how many deaths there were?
100?
In the whole country.
I don't know.
Well, the country's I think it's 1 million people. So it's 1 million people, 2 years. Mm-hmm. If you were under 50 and you had no comorbidities, guess how many people died?
100.
Zero. That's just come out, and they were trying to suppress this information. So basically, I don't want to go on about it, but lockdowns were. But if you were healthy, lockdown. I mean, you would have died. You're a fat shit with apnea. But
I had COVID and I didn't die.
Yeah, I got COVID. I was fine. Although it's fucked up my taste still a little bit and my smell. But how mad is that?
Yeah, that's crazy if it's true. Where you get that info from?
Well, I found it on someone on Twitter. I haven't checked it, but they said it's a Freedom of Information Act that they've done to the Israeli health authorities, and that's the thing. I did double check it. Look, I did a cursory glance, and it was enough for me to convince me that this is the argument I'm going with.
The Twitter person who posted it had a profile picture, and that's all I need.
That's all I did. That was proof enough, baby. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna choose to believe that this is real.
It wasn't an egg.
It wasn't an egg. No, but there was no community notes underneath it. So I think it was legit. I mean, I thought it was.
That's me. I saw that what they call it, cognitive bias is so real, mate. As soon as you see something that is supports your stance, you're like, yeah, send. You don't check shit.
Yeah, but I tried to. I do actually double check stuff. Because I don't want to be I don't want to get fact checked.
Yeah, I check when it's somebody sensible I sending it to. If I know that person will try to double check and fact check me, I then check. But if it's somebody who doesn't check, I'm like, nah, send. See, I told you.
I try and fact check sometimes actually when I get something that I thought I can't believe this, then I fact check it, because if it looks like this confirms then I always
far-fetched.
Then I do try and double check. Then there's a lot of stuff going on, but I think that one is real. That's from the Israeli health authorities. I mean, on my cursory research suggests it's real. But yeah, I'm going to try lion's mane. I haven't tried that one.
Yeah, I want to try.
Did you find out that when you take shrooms or anything, does that help with any of your OCD behaviors?
I don't know, man. Shrooms help with just feeling mood. Yeah. Shrooms lift your mood, you know?
How long does that last for with you?
That's a few days, but I don't microdose. Well, sometimes, you know what I tell people, and as I said, I probably said this on the podcast before, and I learned it from Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Take shrooms, but don't trip. Take enough just before you would trip. So a little more than a microdose, and not enough to trip. So in the middle. So it's a bit more than a microdose, a medium dose type thing. And then go to the gym.
Go to the gym?
Go to the gym and work out. And dude, it's because you get the boost from the mushrooms, but also the endorphins from the workout.
Oh, really?
And you get this magnified effect of, you feel oh shit, I feel happy. This is what bliss feels like. It's amazing.
Sometimes when I do shrooms, though, it makes me feel my body feel squeezy and a bit nauseous.
Yeah. But that nauseous thing fades away.
Does it?
Well,
what about
for
that?
me.
But what about that body ache, where your body kind of feels like you want to, like, you ever get that?
I don't get that. What I get is like, oh shit, my tummy.
Yeah, I get that.
My tummy feels weird.
I get weird nauseous.
Yeah. But nah, do that. Shrooms. Head to the gym. Work out. Man.
How are you
that
taking
feeling
these
is-
shrooms?
is-
On
is
oil
great.
or what? Or eating them or drinking them or what?
A lady cuts them up for me.
What? And then you make it into a tea.
And sometimes I would eat them, or
It tastes like shit, right?
yeah, they taste terrible. Or sometimes she would make a tea.
A tea, and that tastes
tea.
disgusting as well.
No, but you can put honey in the tea.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So you get one of them tea strainer things, put the shrooms in there, and boil the water, put it in. But you don't want the water to super boiling, because that kills off some of the
is it?
psilocybin. You want it like not more than warm, but not boiling hot.
Did you ever try the stuff you got from Dubai?
Stuff.
They-
Oh no, the ginseng and that. What am I call it? Viagra.
Yeah.
No, I still got that at home. I gotta try that sometime.
Your natural remedies.
Yeah, I gotta try that Valentine's Day or something for the wife.
Well, wait, you have to wait in next year. What else is I gonna say? Ugandan homosexuality bill. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
They've got the death penalty now in Uganda
For being gay.
for being. Well, I haven't. Again, I've not double checked this, but my understanding is there is a death penalty for being gay, but it's if you willingly, if you like, basically, if you're a pedo or you sleep or you've got AIDS and you give it to someone else. They say then you can be
What that is before?
executed.
Or
That's
what's-
now apparently that's just passed the Ugandan homosexuality bill.
So it's only for if you touch a minor.
So basically,
Or you pass on.
Yes, it's illegal, I think, to be gay in Uganda, but they've given the death penalty is if you're a paedophile, and if you have AIDS and you give it to someone else knowingly. I think that's my understanding of it.
What are your thoughts on because there's a theory, like I have friends who believe about HIV that it's not what causes AIDS.
What
You ever hear that theory?
I heard that the vaccine was going to give everyone COVID AIDS
Yeah, there's that one as well, and there's some people
and
still posting
turbo
about
cancer.
that. Yeah, there's some people who still believe that, but no, there's a theory that who was in charge of the
Fauci.
HIV right. So the guy who actually invented the PCR test, Kerry Mullis, he said he believed that HIV is not what causes AIDS.
So what's HIV then? It's not AIDS.
No,
It's like the precursor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they say if you get HIV, then it leads to AIDS.
Okay.
But Kerry Mullis and some other doctors said there's no proof to that. And Kerry Mullis is the PCR guy.
Okay.
And he says even the PCR test is not, because you can amplify a PCR test to find samples of a coronavirus or any type of virus, but that doesn't mean it's harmful to you, because we have all sorts of different things living inside us.
Yeah,
But if
maybe not you because you're so clean.
Yeah, but if you keep if you keep the amplification cycle up and up, you find almost anything.
Okay.
But there are people who believe that just like how Fauci did with coronavirus, that they believe that's exactly what he did with the HIV/AIDS pandemic.
So what is HIV? So what are they saying? What do they believe? That
They believe it's just a harmless passenger virus, but they believe AIDS comes from when some people mistreat their immune system, or it can be from something else. But basically they're saying if you are constantly putting your body under stress or too many drugs or whatever, then your immune system is going to like break down and not be able to fight as it should if you're not eating the right nutrition.
Yeah.
It is. So like, a lot of these people in Africa, they were saying, is they weren't getting AIDS because of, sexual behavior. they were saying they were getting it because of...
This week, Nico, before we go, so we got something topical, depending on when this is released, is the Philip Schofield breaking news. What's your take on that?
I was just surprised that it actually came out, because I didn't think it was gonna, because people been talking about this for like how long now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, there were rumors from the time he came out. In fact, even before he came out and said he was gay, there was people talking about dodgy stuff with him. So I'm just surprised that it even came out, because you know, some scandals never see the light of day. They never make mainstream press. You know what I mean? There's certain affairs that have happened that have been, you know what I mean?
But you know what's interesting to me about this whole thing, right? Because the story goes, this is what Philip Schofield says. He goes, oh, listen, I kind of knew him when he was a kid, but nothing happened until I was 18. They knew he knew him from when he was 10. Come on now. That's weird. How, like, you imagine you see your daughter's friend, she's like 10, and then you're friends with her till she's 8. That would be weird, right? Yeah. So that's weird. So I think he definitely nonce of the year, nonce of the week. But what's interesting about this whole thing, obviously there's something's happened, right? Where they, like you said, why now have they turned on Philip Schofield? Like what's changed? Something's changed. But they were willing to stand by him, right? 2 years ago, whenever he came out as gay, but not only were they willing to stand by him, they were willing to
praise him.
Yeah, they were willing to gaslight us and make you praise him. Oh, he's so proud,
so brave, and
and if you said, "But wait a minute, he's been cheating on his wife for like the last 20 years," everyone's like, "No. He's so brave," and it just shows you how the media manipulates and guides and twists and turns everything. It's just interesting, man. I think people are starting to come like, but why now? And then Holly Willoughby's like, oh, I didn't know. You didn't. How the fuck? Even I knew. How can you not know you're sat next to him? Like, we knew. We didn't even know when we knew.
Yeah.
It's just, they're lying, man. Do you see what I mean? Like, how it's all, like, twisted and turned.
But also there's people who have done little clips from outtakes from ITV when they said something about, let's see how long I can get away with this.
Well, really?
Yeah, with him and the boy. The boy was interviewing Philip.
Is it?
And he said something about getting him a gift or giving him another chance or something like that. And Philip goes, well, depends on how long I can get away with this.
Well, I've not seen that.
And then there's another woman who's like this psychic woman.
Mystic Meg.
I don't know if that's her.
Okay.
But I don't know who she is. But somebody put on Twitter and she was saying, she was basically calling them out but not saying their name. She's like, it's because people on TV have no integrity. They present one side but they're actually doing the same thing behind. And then Holly joined in and I was like, but what are you talking about? And Philip and then was trying to move on the conversation, but she kept on going like, no, because...
Is this on your Instagram?
No, it's on Twitter. It's on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter.
I'm gonna look for it.
Yeah, a psychic lady. I can't... You know, and because she said something about Harry and Meghan being a rumor or something, and Philip and them were trying to call her out and say, you can't say that because it's a rumor or something. And then she was saying, she was saying him. Yeah, she was basically calling him out, but they knew. Holly and thing.
Holly's definitely in on it. She's just trying to get her money's worth. They thought
she just want to stay in the spotlight, man.
Nah, she can't. I don't think she can come back. I don't think people are gonna.
No, she said she not stepping down. I saw one.
Yeah, but surely, man, people gotta know. Also, if this was the other way around, if that had been a guy doing it to a girl, this would be like. And now I'll say this is going to be front page news. It is front page news, but it'd be a bigger thing, right?
Yeah.
Bigger story.
Yeah, but the woman's like, no, because some TV presenters have no moral integrity.
And I would say all TV presenters have no moral integrity.
There's the problem with the entertainment industry.
Yeah,
people if you're in that industry, you're already kind of like shallow and fickle, and you want your star to be big. So you're gonna compromise your morals, or you might not have even had morals, but the little bit you have to keep your paycheck, you're gonna stay quiet over certain things. That's what a lot of people do.
You know what I was thinking? So like the Illuminati, do you know what spirit eating is? An adrenochrome. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I heard of that.
So spirit eating, there's a pictures going around of Lady Gaga. They've made a cake, but it looks like a human body, and it's like spirit cooking, they're calling it. It's drinking blood and stuff. It's going to be like all these like high-powered Epstein, and then like Philip Schofield and Jimmy Savile, just this shitty English spirit that's come and bring their shit Gordon the Gopher Illuminati vibes. Like, why are you fucking it up so shit? That's mad, though. Have you heard of that? Marina Abramovich, do you know who she is? Yeah. Do you want to elaborate to our listeners who might not know who Marina Abramovich is?
She's the woman that, the art woman, if you can call it art. She and Jay-Z did a video one time back. I don't know if you saw Jay-Z rapping in front of her in one of his videos, Watch the Throne videos. But yeah, she's this artist, and she uses blood, and a lot of her images are satanic. Yeah, goat blood and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy shit, man. But
adrenochrome is basically the number one.
Yeah, that's one of the big.
And you can only get that from babies. From babies,
so they say that they drink that to stay young or whatever. But Alex Jones been talking about this stuff for ages. This is the thing. Alex Jones starts a lot of shit, yeah, but a good, I would say.
Every now and then it's.
Yeah. There's some truth in some of that stuff.
All right, listen.
But then there was that billionaire guy.
Epstein?
No, there's a new billionaire guy he wants to stay young, so he takes the blood from his son.
Oh, the 40-year-old guy.
Yeah, he takes his son's blood and injects it.
But he looks old as fuck. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
His face looks old. Like, his body looks kind of like he's in shape. He's lean, but he looks old.
It's not that big a difference for him, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't. It's not like he looks...
Jeff Bezos looks good.
Jeff Bezos looks good because he's juiced up.
Apparently, they said he's on hormone therapy.
Yeah, well, that would be testosterone.
No, human growth hormone is different to testosterone.
Human growth hormone, you got to be careful with that because it'll make your head grow and your hands. People get acromegaly. They get big heads. Wrestlers take it.
Yeah, but they say that's what he's on.
Apparently, it's great. It's expensive though. It's £1,000 a month.
Because apparently now he's ripped.
Yeah, he looks good, man. He's big, but he's tiny. He's really small.
So he gone from they did a before and after of Jeff Bezos. So he's this bald and dorky guy, and now he's this bald Vin Diesel type guy.
Yeah, the steroids are. I was chatting to Russell Hicks. He's like, man, Nico wants to get on steroids bad.
Yeah, I would be tempted, to be honest, because working out is long, man.
You still got to work out if you take steroids.
Yeah, but not as much.
No, you do.
Not as much.
I'll tell you exactly what steroids do.
Not as much, man.
Now, here's what steroids do. See how much you're working out now? Steroids will give you...
more gains.
Yeah, no, they'll give you the results you're expecting to get from your workouts. So, like, you work out, you eat clean, and you're like, man, I still look like shit. I look the same. But then when you take steroids, you see the differences that you should see.
That's what I mean.
They work. Yeah, but you got to do the right ones. Sustanon.
Would you take it? Steroids?
I mean, I've taken it. I've done steroids before. I've done Dianabol. I've done Deca, and I've done Sustanon, and I've done Clenbuterol, which isn't a steroid per se, and they 100% work. Dianabol, though, they used to call it, it's what the Russian Olympians took, and it's called you take it in the morning. They called it the breakfast of champions. Genuinely. You take steroids, you see a result, you instantly know. You know, you look different, but you're physically stronger. Like if I gave you an injection of Deca, by 2 days' time, whatever you're lifting now, you'd be lifting about 25% more. And you've not even been to the gym, you're just stronger. It instantly works. But if you don't take it properly, you lose... Actually, I kept most of I lost size when I stopped, because you got to do it in cycles, right? So you take it either 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and you go up and then you go down. That's how you take steroids. And then afterwards, I lost a little bit of weight, but I kept most of my muscle. If you do it, I didn't lose a lot. And I didn't lose, you lose a bit of strength maybe, but you can keep a lot of your gains, like much more than from when you start. steroids are frowned upon because they just don't want people fucking. To be honest, some people are idiots. Like I took a little tiny bit amount, right? And I saw.
What you injected?
So when I started, when I started, no, but this is the thing, right? When you start, you're gonna be tempted to take the tablets, right? I'm gonna take because. So I took Bionable first one, right? My friend, Mad, when I was like 18, 19, he was a professional bodybuilder, and he knew everything. And I was chatting to him, he took me to the gym, he worked out, and I said, I want to do steroids. I was wanting to be a pro wrestler, right? So he gave me tablets, because that's what you want to take. You think, I'm going to take that. But they're the worst for you, because they go through your liver, and they totally fuck your liver up, right? So they're very liver toxic. So, but a lot of people take that at the beginning, but really, you're meant to. The injections are better because they go straight into your thing, but it's weird. You feel worse injecting yourself, even though they're healthier. But the needles are quite big, but you can pick them up. But I used to do them with my friend Nigel, and he used to inject me, and I used to.
That's Nigel Ung, everybody.
No, I think Nigel Ung might do steroids. He's in good shape, Nigel, and he had a hair transplant apparently.
I'm joking.
No, this is my friend Nigel, someone else. Anyway, he would inject me.
Shout out to Uncle Roger. Big up yourself.
Big up Uncle Roger. He used to inject me, I used to inject him, and I was at my mum's house, and he walked in, Nigel's black, and she walked in to see
what does him being black
just because it's a little bit racist. Anyway, she walked in, my mum walked in on me, I had my trousers down, Nigel was doing up his belt, because I just injected him, so I had my arse out, and he looks like he's taking his trousers off. Mum was like, oh my God, she thought I was gay or something. I was like, no, we're just doing steroids. She went, oh, that's fine. So it was good, but they work, man. They work, and they work quick.
Yeah.
They work quick. But the point I'm making is the reason they don't want people doing steroids is I knew, like, when you read all the doses online, they're for like proper big guys who've been Jim Arnold styles. I knew I was small. I had a friend, he was doing Dianabol as well. I took maximum 6 tablets a day, and I spoke to him because I'm in hospital. I'm, what the fuck is? How? And he got liver problems, and he'd been taking like 25 Dianabol tablets a day. But if you take 25, like anything a day, you're gonna fuck up. But you gotta be, they work, but you gotta do it properly.
So they don't want them because what?
They don't want them because they cause one. They just don't want steroid. One, because there's
unfair advantage.
Unfair. Well, not even that, because like, what advantage you getting is just to make you look good, right?
Yeah, but everyone can't afford it.
Yeah, so no, I mean,
in sports.
In sport. But everyone in sports is on steroids. Everyone in sports, 99% of athletes, they're on some sort of. Even footballers, you think, they're not on steroids. They're getting their blood clean. They're basically doing EPO. They take out a pint of blood, they send it away. Chelsea got kind of fined for this. They were getting their blood cleaned after a match. They'd get their blood, take it out, clean it, and put it back in, so it's reoxygenated. So there's a different ways of doing these things. But like Lance Armstrong, and was like, no, he's clean, he's an athlete. He's like, oh no, he was juicing. They're all on. Listen, if I was being paid millions of pounds a year, and I had elite dietitians, I had elite nutritionists, and I had people who could give me steroids. Fuck, I did steroids. I was on fucking job seekers allowance, and I did steroids, right? And I was doing it just to look good and be a wrestler. But if I wanted to, as an elite athlete, of course I'd do steroids to get an advantage. Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, Lance, and I think there are people who are genuinely trying to stop the use of steroids in sports. I don't think everyone is juicing. I think most people are juicing. A lot are.
Everyone is juicing. Gianluca Vialli.
No, hang on. Okay, so like with the Lance Armstrong thing around that time, everyone was kind of juicing.
They're still doing it. They're all on EPO. It's physically impossible.
No, this is what I believe. I think because that guy, that guy did an interview, the guy who catched Lance Armstrong. Mm. So I do think genuinely there are some people who are clean because they're like, oh shit, but if they take down Lance, we got to fix up now because they're coming for us. Because Lance,
naive friend.
Nah, I'm saying that obviously there are still people doping, and the ones who get away with it are the ones who have the best doctors.
Yeah, because and also they get they change the chemical compounds, so they're not looking for things, right?
Yeah.
So everything's changed.
Yeah. But like even with the baseball scandal, I think when people get busted, they do for a while go through a clean period because no one has matched those baseball records or of the early 90s when it was Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and the other guy.
True, they're not as it's not as, but also the
because those, if you look at home run records before before that period, it's like a 20 different gap. You know what I mean?
But you know what it is? Steroids have become, they're more sophisticated now. And some of it's not even steroids. Now, actually, what they take is peptides. And they don't even call that steroids, but it's the same. It works. Or SARMs, SARMs. It's called selected androgen receptor something, and it's the same thing, but it works in a different way. So they're just everything's become a bit more sophisticated, right? To be fair, in the 90s, you just looked at them and they didn't look human. But like, you know,
who was the other guy though in the baseball? It was McGwire, Sammy
Sosa,
and somebody else.
It was just I can only remember Rodriguez. A-Rod. Oh, he got done for steroids as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I don't know all the stories. But anyway, my point is...
But that guy... but I think after there's a big bust like that in a sport, people go clean and lay low for a bit because there are drug enforcers or, you know, detectives or whatever who want to keep sports clean.
Yeah.
So, like, the guy, he did an interview on Joe Rogan, I think it was, the one who caught Lance Armstrong and whatnot.
With these...
No, he was talking about how they always kind of couldn't catch him, and they, you know, he had good stories and he had a massive team, you know, helping him out and whatnot. And that there was even one with John Jones. John Jones got caught a few times, and this guy, I can't remember who was telling the story, but John Jones hid under the ring, the octagon. He hid under the octagon, because. He got a heads up that they're coming to piss testing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A lot. Well, fucking Rio Ferdinand did the same thing, and he got banned a year because he was like, "Oh, I didn't know." And he was.
What was he on?
He would have. Man, I don't know. Football. So Gianluca Vialli, when he was just when he left Chelsea, just came out and said everyone in the Premier League is on steroids or on something that will get them banned.
Vialli said that.
Vialli said that it was on, and he said they were all taking steroids. It's not like. Steroids don't necessarily make you huge, right? But you take them, they make you strong. Like, I didn't get much bigger, fitter, but so much stronger, like noticeably so.
Yeah.
But they definitely work. But now SARMs is the one. I might, every now and then I get tempted to take them again. But to be honest, you need to be consistently working out and your diet clean. And then once you're in that routine, then you add it, then you're really going to see the most of it.
That guy, Jose Canseco.
That's the one.
Yeah. No, there was another guy as well,
Canseco, Rodriguez, and McGwire. No, Canseco, Sammy Sosa, and McGwire. That's the three of them.
Oh, okay.
Canseco was the one who went out with Madonna, is it?
I can't remember, but he said basically he was using so much hormones, so much testosterone, that his body now cannot produce testosterone on its own.
Yeah, so this is what... But
and that he has to use testosterone patches for the rest of his life.
But you know what, though? A lot of... In America, man, this is what some things America's good at, and this is what, and some America's better at, like therapeutic healthcare, i.e., taking care of yourself before you get sick. So, England is good at, like, if you get sick, it's better to get sick in England. They'll take care of you, right? But if you get sick in America, unless you've got the money, you're fucked, right? So you get cancer here, they'll give you cancer. But what they will do, what they're better there is. We won't give you therapeutic healthcare because, you know, as you age from 20s to 30s to 40s, men go through essentially the menopause as well. But we just, our testosterone drops. So you get tired, you get depressed, you get apathy. We should be taking testosterone. Every man after he's 30, you lose a testosterone a year, right? But we don't get that in England. No one gives it to you. You can't go to the doctor. Like, the doctor won't help you. In America, they'll ask you, they'll check your test levels, they'll test your blood levels. And most people, he has to take TRT. A lot of guys in America are on TRT. So actually, one of our listeners is on. He sent us the cream and it never came through. He sent us TRT testosterone.
I think, though, like, this thing has me look weird, man. It's slanted.
It's just us. That's why. One day we'll fix the camera.
But it's also more on my side than your side.
That's because you just knocked the camera and you came back in.
Oh, it's this one.
Oh, I don't. Don't
No,
worry. We can.
that's the one I
But
got.
I'll frame it up in
Anyhow,
afterwards.
okay,
I can
yeah.
frame that. That's not a big deal.
But no, I think though, some things you just gotta accept. I agree with. I think if you have giving everyone testosterone isn't good though. I think if you have a genuine drop, a massive drop because of some illness, then yes. But people gotta just accept. Listen, you get older and these things happen.
Well, you're not accepting your flipping OCD.
It happens with gorillas. It happens with giraffes. It happens with every other animal. I'm sure their testosterone or whatever hormone they have as a gorilla, that drops eventually as you get older. And we are not accepting aging. You got to accept it. You get older, you lose teeth, you lose hair,
Yeah, but you don't necessarily have to.
So no, I'm saying it's natural to. So why?
No, it is natural, but you can.
So why are people fighting everything?
Well, actually, the thing is, some of it's not.
We're just trying to cling on to youth and so scared of death. We're just fighting it. You just embrace it, man.
But some of it though is we're being prematurely aged through, toxins in the food and the sky and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I think anyway. My point is, steroids are good. I advocate the use of steroids and maybe even TRT if you can get hold of it. I did a testosterone test. I did one, a home one to see, but they don't do the proper levels. So they just tell you like.
But also you got to test at a certain type of day as well. That's why I've had testosterone test done as well. You got to do it in the morning before you eat anything as well.
Yeah.
Because they said if you miss, she said come in before 11, we'll take your blood. But after 11, they don't take it. Because I think the truest representation of your levels is when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah. Actually, in a way, my regret about doing steroids wasn't doing them. It was doing them too soon before I trained properly. That was my regret about steroids. But they do work.
Yeah, of course they would work. But yeah, I would be tempted. I wouldn't want to inject myself with anything, though. I would try the pill form.
I will fuck up your liver.
Or a patch. The patch fucks up your liver as well?
I mean, I don't. So there's a cream, and that's probably the patch. I don't know how that one works. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, I would try. I wouldn't inject myself with anything, man. Whether it be like drugs or I wouldn't try heroin or anything you got to inject. Nah.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Three Speech Pod. Use code 3SP on highpoint.care for 10% off all your CBD needs.
Highpoint.care.
Highpoint.care. That's the website.
.care.
Yeah, so it's instead of .com.
Okay.
Use code 3SP, 10% off. Bye.
Bye.